Welcome back to Healthier Daily. In a recent episode, we discussed some powerful animal-based foods for rebuilding collagen and soothing joint pain. The response was incredible, but alongside all the positive feedback, we received a flood of heartfelt comments and emails asking one vital question: what about us? What about the vegetarians? Can I truly support my aging joints and build collagen on a plant-based diet? If you have ever asked that question, I want you to know that we heard you. And today we are here to answer with a clear, confident, and resounding yes. You do not need to eat meat to build strong, flexible joints. You simply need a different kind of wisdom. To share that wisdom with us, we are once again joined by the man who embodies it, Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara. As a physician who has cared for patients for over 70 years, he understands that the principles of healing are universal and that nature provides a pathway for everyone. Doctor, thank you for being here to address this important topic.
Thank you, Dr. Carter. It is an honor to speak to this question because it comes from a place of deep care, both for one's own body and for the world. Let me be clear. A plant-based path is a powerful path to health at any age, if it is walked with knowledge. I ask you to think of your joints not as body parts, but as a beautiful old stone bridge. Over many decades, it has carried you faithfully. Now, it shows some signs of wear. The stones are a bit loose, the mortar is cracking. To rebuild this bridge, you do not need to get your materials from a specific quarry. Whether that quarry is animal or plant does not matter. What you need are two things. First, you need the architect's blueprint, a clear set of instructions that tells the workers where and how to repair. Second, you need the building materials themselves, the high-quality stone and mortar to do the job. The plant kingdom provides both in abundance and with great power. Today, we will show you where to find them.
The architect's blueprint and the building materials. That is the most empowering and logical framework I have ever heard for this topic. It removes the confusion and gives us a clear plan of action. If you are excited to learn about these powerful plant-based tools and become the architect of your own joint health, let us know by typing the number 1 in the comments below. And be sure to follow our channel so you can join our community on this journey of healing. Dr. Hinohara, I love that analogy of the architect's blueprint. It shifts the focus from just eating nutrients to understanding their purpose. So let's start there. Before we can even talk about the stone and mortar, what is the first, most crucial instruction on that blueprint that our body needs to even begin the repair process? And where can we find it in the plant kingdom?
The very first instruction is the activation signal. It is the command that tells the building materials to wake up and prepare for their work. And one of the most beautiful plant-based sources of this signal is the red bell pepper. But it comes with a piece of wisdom. Many believe that raw is always best, for a young body perhaps. But for a body over 60, we must be kind to our digestion. By gently cooking the red pepper, roasting it until it is soft, or simmering it in a soup, we make its nutrients easier to absorb, and we remove the compounds that can be harsh on a sensitive system. The cooking is not destroying the food. It is making it more generous.
That is such a critical point. Kindness to the digestive system is paramount. And the activation signal you're referring to is, of course, vitamin C, which cooked red peppers are incredibly rich in. The science here is fascinatingly specific. To form strong collagen, our body needs to link amino acids together, particularly proline and lysine. But you can think of these amino acids as bricks with a special lock on them. They cannot connect to form a strong structure until a key turns that lock. Vitamin C is that key. It enables a critical chemical reaction called hydroxylation, which unlocks these amino acids, allowing them to form the stable, strong, triple helix structure of new collagen. Without the vitamin C key, the bricks just pile up, unused. Additionally, the gentle heat preserves the pepper's capsaicin, a natural anti-inflammatory that soothes the joints as well.
So, once the building blocks are activated, the second instruction on the blueprint is just as important. It is the instruction of direction. The materials must be told precisely where to go. A pile of good materials in the wrong place is not helpful. It is a problem. For this instruction, we turn to a traditional Japanese secret, a wise guide for the body. This is natto.
Natto. I'm glad you brought this up because it allows us to talk about one of the most important concepts for senior health, something we've touched on before, the calcium paradox. This is the dangerous situation where people have thinning bones, yet at the same time are building up dangerous calcium plaque in their arteries. The missing link, the wise guide that solves this paradox, is vitamin K2. And natto, which is made from fermented soybeans, is the single richest plant-based source of vitamin K2 on Earth. It acts as the master traffic cop for calcium. Vitamin K2 activates two key proteins. The first, MGP, works in the arteries, telling calcium, "You don't belong here, keep moving." The second, osteocalcin, works in the bones, signaling, "This is your home. Come here and make this structure strong." By ensuring calcium, a key mineral for the mortar of our joints and bones, ends up in the right place, vitamin K2 is an absolutely essential instruction on our architect's blueprint. I know natto can be an adventurous food for a Western palate. So for our community question today, we'd love to know, have you ever tried natto? Share your experience, or if you prefer, tell us your favorite way to cook and eat red bell peppers. We enjoy reading all of your comments. That is a perfect foundation for our understanding. So the architect's blueprint is now clear thanks to the instructions provided by vitamin C from cooked peppers and vitamin K2 from natto. Now let's get to the main event, Dr. Hinohara. We have the plans. Where do we find the actual plant-based stone and mortar to rebuild our bridge?
Yes, the materials must be of the highest quality. We start with what I call the keystone of the bridge, the one special stone that locks the entire arch together and gives it immense strength. This keystone, forgotten by many in the West, is the ancient grain, amaranth. It is a story I saw unfold with my patient Margaret. She is a wonderful 70-year-old woman who was a graceful dancer in her youth. For the last 30 years, she has been a devoted vegetarian out of a deep love for animals. But she came to me with a heavy heart. She said, "Doctor, I feel like I am losing my grace, my ankles, my knees, my hips. They feel so stiff in the morning. I worry that my diet, which I love, is no longer supporting me." She feared she would have to choose between her principles and her mobility. Instead of a drastic change, we made one small addition. I asked her to begin her day with a small, warm bowl of amaranth porridge 3 or 4 times a week. I explained that it was a special kind of building material. At first, she noticed very little, but after a month, she returned. She did not walk into my office. She seemed to float. She said, "The stiffness is still there some mornings, but it is a gentle whisper now, not a loud complaint. I feel a fluidity returning." She described it as the feeling of a well-oiled hinge. Amaranth gave her body the specific keystone it had been missing, allowing her to feel graceful and confident in her chosen lifestyle once more.
Margaret's story is so powerful because it highlights the importance of one specific building block. The reason amaranth acted as her keystone is because of its high concentration of lysine. Lysine is what scientists call a rate-limiting amino acid for collagen synthesis. That's a technical term, but what it means is simple. Your body can have all the other protein building blocks available, but if it is short on lysine, the entire collagen construction project slows to a crawl or stops altogether. Because many common plant-based staples like wheat and rice are naturally lower in lysine, adding a rich source like amaranth isn't just helpful. For many vegetarians and vegans, it's the absolute game changer that restarts the entire assembly line.
Exactly. And once the keystone is in place, we need the gentle, reliable mortar to hold all the other stones together. This is a food that nourishes without ever demanding too much from the body. This is the humble, yet powerful mung bean.
Mung beans are a fantastic choice from a scientific perspective. Unlike some larger legumes that can be difficult for seniors to digest, mung beans are incredibly gentle, especially when soaked. But more importantly, they provide a very broad spectrum of amino acids to serve as that mortar. They are also rich in minerals like magnesium and zinc. If the amino acids are the mortar, then minerals like zinc are the essential cofactors. You can think of them as the specialized tools for the construction crew. Without the right tools, even the best materials can't be put together properly.
And finally, every great construction project needs a specialized maintenance crew, a team that brings in protective scaffolding, keeps the site clean, and ensures the structure is safe from the elements. This vital role is played by a gift from the ocean, seaweed, particularly varieties like wakame.
The science behind seaweed is on the cutting edge of nutritional research. Seaweed contains a unique polysaccharide compound called fucoidan, and fucoidan works in a truly fascinating way. Our bodies have enzymes called MMPs, or matrix metalloproteinases. Think of MMPs as the demolition crew that is always on site, tasked with breaking down old, worn-out tissue. This is a normal process, but sometimes due to inflammation, this crew can get overzealous and start tearing down healthy parts of the collagen bridge. Fucoidan has been shown to help modulate the activity of these MMPs. It doesn't stop them completely, but it helps ensure they don't do unnecessary damage. In essence, it protects the beautiful bridge you are working so hard to rebuild.
Building a strong bridge from the gifts of the earth is not only possible, it is a beautiful act of wisdom. It shows a deep understanding that true, lasting strength does not require harm, only harmony. It requires the right blueprint from the architect, the right materials from the quarry, and a patient, loving hand to do the work. Your body is the builder. You are the architect. Give it the plans and the tools it needs from the plant kingdom, and it will create a masterpiece for you to live in, a bridge that can carry you with grace for many, many years.
What a beautiful and powerful way to conclude our conversation. The architect and the builder, working in harmony. You've given us a clear, actionable plan that puts the power back into everyone's hands, regardless of their dietary choices. So let's quickly recap this brilliant strategy for plant-based joint health. It all comes down to two things. First, providing the architect's blueprint. That means getting the activation key from the vitamin C in cooked red peppers and the traffic director from the vitamin K2 in natto. These are the signals that tell your body how and where to rebuild. Second, you need the building materials, the keystone amino acid, lysine, from a wonderful grain like amaranth, the mortar from the broad spectrum of proteins and minerals in gentle mung beans, and finally the specialized maintenance crew from the fucoidan in seaweed, which helps protect the structure. This two-part approach is a comprehensive and scientifically sound way to support your joint health. Every meal is an opportunity to send a healing message to your body. You don't have to be perfect. Just be consistent. Every mindful choice you make is a direct investment in your mobility, your comfort, and your long-term joint health. This is how you build a body that feels flexible, resilient, and strong from the inside out. Your future joint health is being determined by the choices you make today. And now we would love to hear from you. Which of these plant-based building materials for your joints are you most curious to add to your own kitchen? Let us know in the comments section below. If you found this guide to plant-based joint health valuable, please give this video a like and share it with a friend or family member who believes they can't get what they need from a vegetarian diet. And of course, please subscribe to Healthier Daily for more empowering conversations. One final important thought. Please remember this information is for educational purposes. It is essential that you consult with your trusted physician or a registered dietitian before making significant changes to your diet, especially when introducing new and unique foods like natto or amaranth. They know your unique health story best. Thank you for being with us. Be the wise architect of your own well-being, and we'll see you next time.